So we set up this aquarium nearly 2 months ago. Now I was going for something very simple just so I could see my shrimp. Before this, I had a really nice scape. I could never see them, so I wanted something simple. Now the problem is this stick-on piece of driftwood that's got this trident fin attached to it has just grown absolutely mad and taken over the whole tank. So I need to take that out, split it up, and rescape it again in something, just a simple scape. I want a simple scape, but still an aquascape, because this has just got a bit of bogwood, trident fern, and some java fern chucked in, some sand. That's it. Let's actually scape it, but still keep it simple. Click subscribe. So there we go, another blank canvas. This is my favourite part. Now this is going to be a simple scape because I actually want to be able to see the shrimp, see if they're multiplying, what's going on. If you've got a chock-a-block, box full of plants, you can't really see or tell what's going on progress-wise. Sorry. But I'm going to do this one a little bit differently because usually I lay in the substrate now, build it, bank it, and then start putting stuff on top. Well, I want to put the wood in first and the rocks around it because the layer of substrate I want is going to be one of those little tiny thin little just cosmetic looks, like a dusting over the glass. That's all I want to do on this one. But as usual, let's go have a look in the garden aquascaping hardscape store. It's just around the side of my house. So we've got ourselves some really nice pieces of bogwood here to choose from. They've all been used in scapes before actually. This one's got a bit of old super glue on it, that's fine, that just scrapes off if we need it to. I've got these really nice rounded little dark pebbles as well, which I think are going to go really nicely in there. And then I've got lots of smaller ones in there as well. So keeping it nice and simple, remember, so I don't need lots of stuff. This is way too much bogwood, but I'd like to choose from it, I'd rather have too much than too little. We've got tons of cracks, crevices and grooves and, well, all three of those are the same things, but you know what I mean, to place all our epiphyte plants in. Now I'm saying epiphyte plant, that means you just attach them to the hardscape. Because obviously we've got no substrate going into this tank, well not obviously, but that's what I've decided to do. I've seen some stuff online that I thought just gives a really beautiful clean look, so I just want that dusting of sand. And obviously you can't plant into that, so you have to choose plants that can attach to the decor. We're talking about ferns here, mosses, Bucephalandra, and even some crypts you can actually just place in between gaps. They work well as root feeders, but from the water column. Anyway, I've had some good success trying that, and I think I'll get that here as well. But do you remember that big piece of bogwood with the trident fern on that we had in the start? It's time to take that out now and actually split it apart because that was way too big. The whole point of redoing this was because that was taking up so much space. So if I can sort of split that in half, then I can use half of it in the middle section of this bogwood, be a great little centerpiece for the whole build. And then we can place all our other plants around that central trident fern. Oh, well, that is looking so good. That's exactly what I was going for. Straight away, completely crystal clean. That's not a thing. Just super clean though, you know? Clarity, that's what we've got here. Complete clarity. But what I want to do is trim this Java fern right back. It's already too big right from the start. It's blocking out a lot of the light and it's only going to get bigger. Basically, that piece that you've seen that I just split apart into two has doubled in size in 2 months. That's crazy. I mean, Java fern is supposed to be slow growing, and we've got this tiny light it's been under as well, but it's still just doing great. I guess it's because it's so close to it, but you know, we're going to get the same problem again, so I need to trim off the scraggly ones and the ones coming right near the surface and just keep it nice and compact. So down in this tank, I've actually got a load of other epiphyte plants that I've saved from previous scapes. Actually quite full in here, to be honest. A little bit of oily surface scum on there. I need a water change, but look at the plant health. Absolutely fantastic. That's Anubias petite. So that's going to go absolutely perfectly, and it looks like we can split that perfectly in two as well. We've also got Anubias down here, but the main thing I want, I've just stirred it all up so it looks grotty, but it's normally crystal clear. Bucephalandra. Bucephalandra is going to look really good as well. Another small textured leaf plant that just looks great in small setup, so we'll go with that. Well, I have to say I absolutely love how that's turned out. Now there's a massive temptation to go even further, start adding little bits of moss here and there, more plants, but that is completely not the point of what I want to do. I want to be able to see my shrimp, and I think the basic layout of what we've got here is really going to show off, especially the crystal reds. The crystal reds are my favourite shrimp. They're really going to pop in this scape. At some point I'll probably make this tank or even another one I set up just only crystal reds and go on a full-on breeding spree. I've had babies, as you probably saw in the footage. There's some small ones in there already, but there's also another buried female, which means we're going to have even more babies soon. The colony is getting bigger. Well, that has turned out sick. I'm really happy with the result. It's now time to put our filter back on, which is a simple, cheap little hang on a back filter from eBay or no, Amazon I got it from. I'll leave a link in the description if you guys are interested in getting one. Super cheap, nothing complicated, but they work really well. They're silent and they look really aesthetically pleasing as well, I think. subscribe. I'd say this is probably the best way to do a simple aquascape, you know, to allow you to see things like shrimp or any really small fish you've got, but still having a good impact. For me, it's really pleasing on the eye. It suits like a modern environment as well, so you could have it in your house if you wanted to. Don't get me wrong, I do like a really good wild scape as well, but every now and again it's nice to scape something and keep it simple like this. And I bet you're all really surprised at the fact that I was able to not add more plants as well. But there's still time. No, I'm not gonna. As usual guys, if you've got this far in the video, you might as well like and subscribe it for me, or help boost it, and make sure you tune into the next build video.